Speaking in front of people can feel scary, especially when the presentation is in English. Many learners feel nervous because they worry about making mistakes, forgetting words, or being judged by others. But the truth is simple. Giving a presentation in English is a skill, and like any skill, it becomes easier with practice and the right approach. The goal of a good presentation is not to speak perfect English. The real goal is to communicate your ideas clearly so people understand you and stay interested in what you are saying. When you begin preparing a presentation, the first step is understanding your message. Ask yourself a simple question. What is the main idea I want people to remember? A strong presentation always has one clear message. If your message is clear in your mind, your words will become clearer too. Many people make the mistake of trying to include too many ideas. When that happens, the audience becomes confused. Instead, focus on one main idea and build your presentation around it. Imagine you are telling a story. Every part of the presentation should help the audience understand that main idea. After you understand your message, the next step is organizing your thoughts. A good presentation usually follows a natural flow. You start by introducing the topic, then you explain your ideas, and finally you end with a strong conclusion. This simple structure helps the audience follow your thoughts easily. Think of it like guiding someone on a journey. At the beginning, you tell them where they are going. In the middle, you show them the important points. At the end, you remind them what they learned. The introduction is one of the most important parts of any presentation. The first few seconds decide whether the audience will pay attention or not. If you start in a boring way, people may lose interest quickly. But if you begin with something interesting, people become curious. You can start with a question, a surprising fact, a short story, or even a simple problem that people can relate to. When the audience feels connected to the topic, they naturally want to hear more. When you introduce yourself and your topic, speak slowly and clearly. Many English learners try to speak too fast because they think it will make them sound more fluent. In reality, speaking too fast often makes your English harder to understand. A calm and steady voice is always better than a fast and rushed voice. Take small pauses between sentences. These pauses give the audience time to understand your words and also help you think about your next sentence. Confidence plays a huge role in presentations. Many people believe confidence comes from speaking perfect English, but that is not true. Confidence actually comes from preparation. When you know your topic well, you naturally feel more relaxed. Spend time thinking about your ideas and practicing your explanation. When you practice, your brain becomes familiar with the words and sentences. This familiarity reduces fear and increases confidence. One helpful technique is practicing your presentation out loud. Many learners only read their notes silently, but speaking out loud is very different from reading in your mind. When you practice speaking, you train your mouth and your brain to work together. You also notice which sentences feel natural and which ones feel difficult. If a sentence is too complex, try simplifying it. Simple sentences are easier for both you and the audience. Another important part of giving a presentation in English is body language. Communication is not only about words. Your face, your hands, and your posture also send messages to the audience. If you stand straight, smile gently, and look at the audience, you appear more confident. Eye contact is especially powerful. When you look at people while speaking, they feel that you are talking directly to them. This creates a stronger connection between you and the audience. Using gestures can also make your presentation more engaging. For example, when explaining an idea, moving your hands naturally can help emphasize important points. However, the key is to keep your gestures natural. You do not need to move constantly. Simple and relaxed movements are enough.
Visual aids can also help make a presentation more effective. Slides, images, or simple charts can support your explanation. But remember that visual aids should support your words, not replace them. Some presenters fill their slides with too much text and then read everything from the screen. This often makes the audience lose interest. Instead, use short phrases or images that help illustrate your idea while you explain it with your own words. Another important skill is using simple English. Many learners believe they must use advanced vocabulary to sound intelligent, but in presentations, clarity is more important than complexity. Even professional speakers prefer simple and clear language. When your sentences are simple, the audience can follow your ideas easily. Simple English also helps you speak more smoothly without getting stuck searching for difficult words. Transitions are also very helpful in presentations. Transitions are small phrases that connect ideas and guide the audience through your talk. For example, phrases like, "Now let's look at another idea," or "Next, I want to talk about," help listeners understand that you are moving to a new point. These phrases create a smooth flow and prevent the presentation from feeling confusing. Sometimes presenters feel nervous during the presentation. This is completely normal. Even experienced speakers feel nervous before speaking in front of people. The important thing is learning how to manage that nervousness. One helpful method is taking a deep breath before starting. Breathing slowly relaxes your body and clears your mind. Remember that the audience is not there to judge you. Most people actually want you to succeed because they want to learn something from your talk. If you forget a word or make a small mistake, do not panic. Small mistakes are a natural part of speaking a second language. Most audiences will not even notice them. If you cannot remember a specific word, try explaining the idea in another way. Communication is about meaning, not perfection. As long as people understand your idea, you are doing well. Engaging the audience is another key element of a successful presentation. Instead of speaking in a monotonous way, try to vary your tone and energy. Sometimes slow down to emphasize an important idea. Sometimes show enthusiasm when discussing something interesting. Your energy influences the audience's energy. If you sound excited and interested, the audience is more likely to stay engaged. Stories are also powerful tools in presentations. Humans naturally connect with stories because they make information easier to remember. If possible, include a short story or real-life example related to your topic. This helps the audience visualize your idea and makes your message more memorable. Another important skill is managing your time. A good presentation respects the audience's time. If your presentation is supposed to be 10 minutes, try to practice so it stays close to that length. Practicing with a timer can help you understand how long each part of your talk takes. If your presentation becomes too long, the audience may lose focus. Your conclusion is just as important as your introduction. At the end of the presentation, you should remind the audience of the main idea you discussed. This helps them remember the key message after the presentation finishes. A strong ending leaves a lasting impression. You might summarize your main points, share a final thought, or encourage the audience to think about the topic in a new way. After finishing the presentation, many speakers feel a sense of relief, but presentations also offer a valuable opportunity for growth. Each presentation teaches you something new about your speaking skills. Think about what went well and what you could improve next time. Over time, these small improvements lead to big progress. Learning to give presentations in English can also improve many other skills. It strengthens your confidence, your communication ability, and your critical thinking. When you organize ideas and explain them clearly, you train your mind to think in English more naturally. This makes your overall English ability stronger. It is also helpful to watch good speakers and observe how they speak clearly, use pauses, and connect with the audience. You do not need to copy them exactly, but you can learn useful techniques from their style.
Most importantly, remember that becoming a good presenter takes time. No one becomes a confident speaker overnight. Every small step matters. Each time you practice, you become a little more comfortable. Each time you present, your confidence grows a little stronger. In the beginning, speaking in English in front of others may feel uncomfortable, but with patience, practice, and the right mindset, it becomes much easier. One day, you may even begin to enjoy the experience of sharing your ideas with people. A presentation is not just about speaking English, it's about sharing knowledge, expressing ideas, and connecting with others. When you focus on helping the audience understand your message, the fear of speaking slowly begins to disappear. Your attention moves away from worrying about mistakes and toward communicating something meaningful. In the end, the secret to giving a great presentation in English is very simple. Understand your message, organize your ideas clearly, practice speaking naturally, and connect with your audience.
When you follow these principles, your presentation becomes more confident, more engaging, and more memorable. And most importantly, remember that every presentation is a step forward in your journey of learning English. Each time you stand up and speak, you are not only sharing ideas with others, you are also building the confidence that will help you communicate anywhere in the world.